Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I was able to do a lot of work outside, which was nice. It was a nice weekend for us to do some yard work, so that was great. But nonetheless, let's get into the real topic here. We'll take a look at Bitcoin, see what's going on there with it, and we'll also take a look at the miners, see how they did for the week of last week, which was a pretty bad week, but it wasn't too bad for some of the miners. It was a pretty bad week for the Bitcoin as well, so we'll take a look at that, but we'll take a look at Bitcoin here first. So here we go. Not financial advice, as you guys know the drill here. I'm invested in the following coins and companies. And let's get into the chart here of Bitcoin right now. Here it is. All right. So this is the weekly chart on Bitcoin. We are now obviously crossed over into the 8th week of Bitcoin, where it's red. It just started out, so we're only into it about 3 hours or so. And we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks in red. This is the first time we've had this that I can think of in history of Bitcoin where we've had 7 weeks in red. Looking at the RSI on the weekly chart, we can see we are way lower here at the 30,467 mark than we were prior here, where we reached this low here, which was around, on that one was 34,709. We were on the RSI at about 46 or so. We can also see that we reached massive overbought territory here on the chart on the RSI when we entered into this area of basically, what is that? We hit a high of 61,708, and this time we reached also a peak back in November of a high of 69,000, but we were much lower on the RSI. This leads me to believe that we are possibly oversold here quite a bit. And I think we may have a little bounce here coming up. But let's take a look at the daily chart and then with the 1 hour chart. So on the daily chart, we've had 3 green days. We're now heading obviously into the new 24-hour period in Bitcoin. We are a little bit red on it, but we did have obviously quite a few red days as well. But we are slowly starting to build out of it, and we were really in the oversold territory on Bitcoin here at about 24 on the RSI. And last time we were there was back here where we were much lower at about this was on this day, which was a low of 32,933. So I think maybe, just maybe, we'll be having a good week this week. Possibly, we'll have to see obviously, but right now by the charts and the RSI, what I'm seeing, it looks like we are possibly getting ready to bounce a little bit. Also, looking at the chart on the 1 hour here, we can see that the RSI is now about the same mark as it was back here, which was just a couple hours ago, about 8-9 hours ago. And we were lower on the price of Bitcoin. We were about 30,100 or so. Finished out right around 30,000, and then now we're obviously up to 30,500. So that also leads me to believe that we might come down a little bit more on the 1 hour chart, but eventually go back up higher past this mark here, which was 31,300 or so. All right, so that's it for Bitcoin as far as what's going on with it. There wasn't any much news over the weekend as far as adoption or anything like that. Something to talk about. So we'll just get right into how Bitcoin did for the last week, how the miners did as well, and we'll go over the numbers here really quick. So this is going to be a quick video, hopefully under 10 minutes. So we're looking at, right now, what are we looking at here? We're looking at the 52-week lows, basically the percentage that we've dropped from the 52-week lows on Bitcoin and all the miners. We can see Bitcoin from the 52-week high has dropped 57% roughly on Friday. This is what we're measuring is the end of Friday numbers for the miners and for Bitcoin. So we're down 57% on Bitcoin. We're 72% down from Iris from the high. Cleanspark, we're down 73%. Argo, we're down 74%. It was 75. Bitfarms, we're down 78. DMG, 78.5. Digihost, 82.5. Riot, 82.8. Hive, 83.4. Hut 8 is down 83.5. Mawson is down 85.3. Luxxfolio is down 85.9. Marathon is down 86.4. And then we got Sphere 3D is down 91.2. Digital is down 91.7. And Stronghold 93.7. which also leads me to believe that we are in the way oversold territory in the miners and possibly in Bitcoin. Bitcoin obviously can go down more, a little bit more, but based on the chart that we're seeing on Bitcoin right now, I don't know if that's the case. Time will only tell, obviously, right? So let's take a look at the price action. Obviously, we covered this on Friday's video, which was posted on Saturday morning. Iris ended up at 771, Cleanspark at 632, Argo at 60 cents, Bitfarms at 203, DMG at 29 cents, Digihost was at $1.40, Riot at 797, Hive was at 93 cents, Hut was at $2.74, Mawson at $2.54, Luxxfolio was at 14 cents, Marathon at $11.39, Sphere 3D was $1.05, Bit Digital was $1.72, Stronghold $2.26, and Core Scientific was $4.25. Looking at the weekly gains and losses, it looks like, let's do it by sort descending. And we can see Cleanspark went down the lowest. It was down only 3.36% on the week. Bit Digital was down 10.42%. Argo was down 14.29%. Luxxfolio was down 14.73%. DMG's down 15.45%. Riot was down 16.02%. Core was down 17.79%. Bitcoin was down 18.75%. So all these guys here above Bitcoin did better than Bitcoin, obviously. And everybody else below it here did worse. So Iris was down 18.76%. Hut was down 19.65%. Marathon was down 23.81%. Bitfarms 25.09%. Stronghold was down 27%. Mawson was down 30%. Sphere was down 30.92%. Hive was down 33.57%. And Digihost was down 37.5% as well. So looking at the chart down here, we can see obviously Bitcoin was at 18.75%. Everybody was just way down here. So Hive and Digihost got obviously covered last week. We can also see on the chart here that no matter which time frame you bought any of these in, you would be negative right now, and it is just ugly looking at it. So looking at the 4-week here, let's do this descending. We'll do this as well, and then we'll look at the chart. We won't go through all the numbers, but in the 4-week, we'll kind of go through it really quick. Bitcoin was obviously down 26.31% if you bought 4 weeks ago. The only ones that did better than that was Argo, was only down 25. Bit Digital was down 24, and Cleanspark is down 20.2%. Worst performing out of the bunch was obviously Digihost, down 48.53 from 4 weeks ago. Hive was down 42%. Stronghold down 42. Luxxfolio down 39.5 roughly. Marathon down 37. Sphere 34. So doing a lot worse than Bitcoin is obviously. So we do have some that are doing a little bit better. And then looking at the 8-week, let's take a look at this descending. And we'll take a look at the 8-week here. And Bitcoin is only down 33.97%. So everybody else on the 8-week time frame has done worse. Stronghold has done just horribly. It was down 75% from 8 weeks ago, followed by Riot down 61%, Marathon down 60%, Digihost down 59%, Hive down 56%, Bit Digital down 54%, Hut 8 down 53%, Luxxfolio was down 53%. Core was down 50, Cleanspark was down 50, and Mawson was down 49. And you see the list here going forward. And finally, in the 12-week chart, sort that, and we can see Bitcoin is down 25% from 12 weeks ago, followed by Argo down 30, and Stronghold again is down like 78.62%. Kind of hard to read. Followed by Digihost, Core, Luxxfolio, Bit Digital, Hut, Sphere, Hive, Riot, Marathon, Iris. I mean, these guys are way down, obviously double what Bitcoin is. And then we got DMG, Cleanspark, Mawson, and Argo. So it's kind of the trend that we've been seeing. We've been talking about it for a while here. Not much has changed, obviously, other than we're seeing, obviously, a lot more red in the charts here and all of these guys here. Riot, I still have to add possibly the two other ones to it, Stronghold and Sphere 3D to the bottom chart here. But we can see that they've been basically all red here in the last couple of weeks here and months. It's not looking pretty right now on the charts. So that's leading me to believe that we are way oversold on the miners. We're possibly oversold on Bitcoin as well. We'll see how this week continues going forward. If we're going to have at least a one green week where we have maybe a rebound, we'll see what happens. There's still people out there calling for Bitcoin to go down to 24,000 range, right around there. That might be the absolute bottom that they're thinking of. That's the fair value of Bitcoin they're talking about. So we'll see. Also, tomorrow, Bitfarms is providing their quarterly update or quarterly results. So we'll take a look at those numbers tomorrow. We'll do a video on it, see what happens there. While I have you here, why don't we take a look at Bitfarms really quick as well, see what I have them for. So I have them at 40.5 million roughly in revenue for the first quarter. We'll see how close we are to that. Trying to be at least under 2.5% for that, either in the upside or the downside, but I want to be at least at 2.5 or better. That's my goal here. And looking at the numbers that they provided back from those months, they mined in January 301 Bitcoins, 298 in February, 363 in March. So that's where we're coming up with adding these up, we're at 40.9 million, almost 41 million on these numbers here. So we'll see how close we are to that. And that might be just because the numbers that I'm coming up here, I'm trying to match as best I can or as close as I can to the numbers down here. So you can see 11.5, I got 11.588, which is pretty close to that. For January, February, this is 12.8, so I'm a little low on that one. But I don't know how else they got, 12.88 possibly with having all the days in the month mining. So unless they got really lucky as far as in their pool, that could be the case. But I don't know. And then they reported 16.5, and I got them at 16.5 here. So the only month that's questionable for me right now is obviously February. They're reporting in February 12.8 on 298 Bitcoins mined. I have them at 12.4. So that's the only questionable mark there. All right. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Relatively quick today. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out tremendously. Spreadsheet is obviously available to Patreon members. As always, thank you to everybody there for their support. And we'll see what happens on during the week. If there's anything interesting, we'll obviously comment about it, post about it, talk about it. Keep you guys informed. So if you do enjoy the videos, subscribe. That's all I ask of you guys. So hope you had a great weekend. Hope you guys have a wonderful new week coming up. Hopefully it's going to be a green week and we can all kind of, have a sigh of relief a little bit. We've been down 7 weeks. Having an 8th week, I think, is going to be just dreadful if we do have it. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. What's left of it. I hope you had a wonderful weekend because now you guys are going to be watching this on Monday. So have a wonderful week. All right, I'm out.